Hi everybody, welcome to Dancing Luna Tarot. This is going to be a general love reading for the sign of Scorpio. This is a general love reading, so it won't resonate with every Scorpio out there, and that's okay. Take what you need and leave the rest. Let's see, we're going to ask what's going on with you, what's going on with the person that you're thinking about as you sit down to watch this reading. And then what's coming up in the mutual energy. Tarot readings are timeless, so whenever you find this is when you're supposed to find it. I've been a little bit MIA for the past few weeks with readings, but I'm back now. Sorry about the delay. If you've been waiting for readings, I'm gonna try to get back on the weekly thing. I have like a couple of other businesses, so things get like kind of hectic in spring and summer, so I'm just gonna try my best to juggle all hats. Okay, this is for Scorpio. Gonna shuffle one more time. Okay, Scorpio, what is going on with my Scorpio people? What's going on your side? Are you taking a trip, Scorpio? Maybe? It's interesting. Okay, let's see what's going on with your person. That might give us some more insight into where you are. It's like, for some of you, it's possible that you're taking a trip, like a long trip, maybe. This won't be for everybody. Maybe to tie up some loose ends with grief of some kind. Hang on, we'll get into it in a minute. What's going on with Scorpio's person? Why is Two of Pentacles here? Too much. Actually, it's only 2 cards. We'll take it. Huh. It's interesting. Okay, so for you, I actually kind of want to know why 8 of Wands is here, because the first thing that came up when these cards came out is somebody's taking a trip. And this might just be for a select somebody out there. I don't know if like there's been like I don't know why there's a heavy tap in this. Again, this could just be for one person, but like a travel due to like a death in the family. This is so weird. This has never come up in a love reading, but again, this may be just something that's going on with one person out there. It's almost like some kind of trip, but a long trip to deal with grieving about something. Almost like what's coming through is like the reading of a will. So I don't know if anybody out there has lost a family member or a loved one. I'm really sorry about that. I don't think that has to do with the connection for whoever this is tapping into. But let's talk about this another way. For whoever's dealing with that, it might just be one person, but we're gonna read this another way for other people out there, because you know, different people are gonna have different stories who are watching. So you may be considering taking a trip that has to do with long-term commitment. So this would tap into this connection here. It's like you're closing out some type of cycle, though, like some type of cycle to do with pain, grief. It's like a readiness. It's like you're turning a corner of readiness to let go of something that's been painful. it's like you're ready to close a chapter on something old and let it go, but then there's this energy of wanting to dialogue, talk about, or travel to some long-term commitment, something to do with long-term stability and commitment here. So I feel like this is the new, but this is the letting go. There's definitely a letting go of something from the past, but this is sort of like being at peace with it. This is like finally coming to peace, and maybe you needed to do this to be able to get focused on this connection with whoever it is that you sat down to read about. Very interesting cards today for you, Scorpio. But so the World card is here to talk about closing out a chapter, starting a new one, with the Five of Cups coming along here. It's like closing a chapter on some old pain, but again, there's like a real readiness, readiness to just let it go. Like, see how she's sitting here and she's just letting it all wash down the hole, and she's just looking at it like in a very peaceful way. She's just sort of like, okay, I'm so ready to let this go. To me, this is sort of where you finally come to that place of surrender, of letting go of something that you've been needing to let go of for a while, something you've been holding on to. And this is where the peace comes in, and there's just total surrender to just like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna let this go. It hurts to let it go, but there's a peace there with that letting go. And it may be sort of allowing you to open up and dialogue about this long-term commitment, because you've definitely got long-term commitment on your mind. You're definitely thinking about starting a whole new chapter, but I think it has to do with some kind of commitment. There may be travel involved with Eight of Wands here. This can either be like a lot of back and forth dialogue, fast-paced dialogue, cohesive dialogue, but it can also be travel. When it came out with the World card, it definitely tapped into some kind of trip for someone out there. What's going on your person's side? You might tell me that this person started out as your friend. You know, that this was more of a friendship. Six of Pentacles doesn't always read like that, but it definitely is coming, the energy is coming through like that today here. But that might be changing. But your person, with a Three of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles here, I'd say that your person had some options. They may have been like juggling a little bit. Three of Pentacles doesn't always talk about third party, but when it's coming out to clarify Two of Pentacles, and Two of Pentacles also doesn't always mean juggling, but these two cards coming out together, I would say for sure some of you are dealing with someone who has been dealing with someone else as well. It's possible that you're in a friendship with this person, but because that's changing, this person is kind of rounding the corner and coming out of something. But they're ready to dive into their wish fulfillment. It's like whatever these options are, they are making a choice here. And I would say the choice is going to be this connection, because where there has been friendship, it's evolving, it's changing. It's changing. And with these two cards here, Eight of Wands and Three of Pentacles, I would say there's going to be dialogue. There's going to be dialogue between the two of you. If there hasn't been dialogue, there's definitely going to be some, you know, cohesive dialogue, like not a friction-based dialogue, but like actual, what's the word for it? I'm having a hard time finding my words today. You know, it's like dialogue that gets somewhere. It's not going to be like round and round dialogue. It's going to be dialogue that actually progresses things to a clearer understanding. There's going to be a clearer understanding. There is going to be wish fulfillment talked about on your person's side. Possibly they're going to talk to you about what their hopes and dreams and wishes are. And I think that you're going to talk to your person about your desire for a long-term commitment here. So I think there's going to be sort of an intersection where you come together and talk. It makes sense if you have had a friendship. If if this isn't someone that you have already been friends with, then this card would be here to talk about reciprocal give and take, gifting. This person that you're dealing with, it would indicate that they want to give to the situation in a really abundant way. Like they want to gift you, but it doesn't have to be like monetary gifts. You know, it could be their time, their energy, their love. But I feel like this person may just be like on the tail end of like capping off some other situation. Could be that they had a realization that you're their wish fulfillment, and it is sort of going to cause them to put down the spinning plates and make a choice here. But they're going to talk to you about it, and you're going to talk to them about it too. But let's see what's in the upcoming energy. So this is going to be for near future. Could be anywhere up to the next few months. I'm asking about up to the next 3 months. So it could be a week, could be a month, could be 2 months, could be 3 months. Everybody's timeline is going to be different. But where is this situation going between Scorpio and their person? Interested to see because of those juggling cards. Just kind of where this is all going. Okay, where is the situation going with Scorpio and their person? It's interesting that these came out again. Okay. Sort of like a confirmation. Gonna get one more card. Okay, why is 2 of Wands, 9 of Wands here? What's the bordering leading about? Okay, so this is confirmation that there's going to be talk about the hopes and dreams. This is in the mutual energy, so in the near future, you know, up to the next few months, like I said, there's going to be dialogue between the two of you about hopes and dreams, wishes, wish fulfillment. Like, what do your wishes look like? I feel like that's a discussion that you're going to have with each other. I feel like this conversation is going to really shake things up. There's going to be some epiphanies. There are going to be some things uncovered that are going to feel a little shaky. Maybe both of you are not expecting to like meet on the same page in terms of what you've both been thinking about, especially if this has been a friendship. But this is going to be like somewhat unsettling for the both of you to talk about these things. But, you know, there's a lot of bravery in being vulnerable and talking about your feelings with someone, especially when you have feelings for someone. But, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Like, if you don't take the chance, it's like you just sit there in stagnancy and nothing changes. But this, because this could possibly be sort of shocking, the revelations that are going to happen mutually in the dialogue between you, it might cause for a time a little bit of bordering, a little bit of sort of pulling back, thinking about things. It's like, it's not like full shutdown. That's not the thing. But this is almost like this girl is here to say like, okay, these are my borders. You know, like, you like me. You, you want to collaborate with me. I happen to be your wish fulfillment. Okay, here are my borders. Here are my boundaries. Here's what I deal with. Here's what I don't deal with. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is almost like clarity with boundaries here, that are going to be also talked about. But then also, so like with this sort of bordering, there's going to be a thought process that happens, like a mulling over, where there's not action taken right away. And it could be because there's still something that has to close out a little bit, like that closeout that we talked about in the initial spread. Like there's going to be like a closeout of something being put down that has been painful, and this may be for one of you, but this may be for both of you. And so it's like, as this is continuing to happen, this sort of like closeout of this cycle of pain, there's this thought process. Like, see this girl, she's like dreaming out the window. It's possible that you both have been through some really tough stuff with relationships, and this is sort of where you are taking the time to explore, like, what are your boundaries? What does work for you? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your wishes? But also, like, what works for you and what doesn't work for you? And then this is sort of like, this is before the Three of Wands. So where the Three of Wands is like ready to jump in the water, this is where the sort of planning is happening. This is sort of like the dreamer looking out the window and collecting their thoughts about like what they want their future to look like. So I would say there's gonna be a lot of thinking going on after these revelations. And sort of simultaneously while that's happening, there's going to be just a final closing of old stuff, old pain. Like, see where she's just walking towards the sunshine. 10 of Swords is usually like 10 swords in the back, right? But it's also, 10s are about completion. So it's about a completion of a pain cycle. So it just may be that you're both sort of tying up loose ends, closing doors on old stuff, so that you can kind of figure this thing out. But definitely there's going to be dialogue about it. You're definitely going to be talking about it. And then where does this wind out? It winds out in a Knight of Cups. So this is a slow-moving offer of love. And this is in the mutual energy. So this is going to be a sort of very slow-moving. Knight of Cups is very slow. But it is abundant with love. Knight of Cups holds a lot of love. And it's going to be romantic. So this is going to be sort of like, this is not a small offer. This is like a pretty decently serious coming together in terms of romance and love. But again, it's slow. So I feel like this is all indicating slow thinking, bordering thinking, slow, closing out cycles. So I think that the both of you have a little process that you're going to go through, but where things are really going to open up is when you have this dialogue where you really sit down and talk about your feelings for each other. So that's definitely indicated. There's a lot of collaboration here. There's a lot of energy here for dialogue, coming together, collaborating, talking about things. And again, this is going to feel like a shakeup, but sometimes shakeups are good. You know, sometimes shakeups are good. Tower comes in and it clears the path. It clears the path of all the old funky stuff, and it creates a peaceful new path for it just paves the way for a peaceful path for new things to happen. So towers just kind of come in, burn all the old down, and open the wide road for something new. So, and it's nice that this Knight of Cups is right under this tower, because this is sort of what's, you know, what is the outcome? Where is it going? It's going to a Knight of Cups. I'm glad this is not a Page of Cups. Again, this is not a small offer. This is a nice mutual energy here, but slow moving, and for good reason. You know, there's stuff to be tied up and wrapped up. So yeah, that is your reading, Scorpio. Hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, you can feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if it didn't, you can always hop over and watch your sun, moon, and rising. You might find more resonance in your other placements. But ultimately, I just want to thank you so much for coming out and receiving this reading today. All right? Take care, Scorpios.